Wow, looks like we're live. Hey, so I'm getting reflection off just like yesterday, I'm getting some reflection off my glasses. I'm trying to hide a eye infection, that I've been fighting. Hey, isn't this kind of cool? Doesn't this kind of look like 2001 A Space Odyssey, the movie? You know that scene where the background of Earth is reflected in the space suit mask? That's pretty funny. Thanks for being here, Ninja Daisy Lynn. And of course, my brother from a different mother, Billy. How's it going? How's it going, Billy? Thanks so much for your support. It is always appreciated. And I also see that Nightbot is dropping links. Or maybe you did it. But anyway, it's Dan. If you want to drop your link, you're welcome to it. Ninja Daisy Lynn must be Ninja because she's doing a live right now. So don't forget to go bounce over to Daisy Lynn's channel and listen to that beautiful voice, that she is blessed with. I hope she sings. Hey, I hope we're not keeping you up, Larry. How's it going? You're going to hear Minnie in the background jostling and moving things around. She's getting ready. She's preparing pre-departure because we'll be headed to the Philippines soon. And speaking of that, I just wanted to comment that we have to do the One Health Pass, right? And so I thought it was 24 hours before departure, but you can actually register um, 3 days before departure. In case you guys don't know it, that's 3 days before departure. If you're going to the Philippines, register the One Health Pass. So once we're done with this live stream, we're going to be heading over to One Health Pass, and I'm going to have. Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have Jennifer Terry's YouTube channel up. I'm going to be playing it on my phone, following it step by step. Her instructions. She gives step by step instructions. One of the best videos I've ever seen is Jennifer Terry on YouTube. Jennifer Terry, I love you. Because otherwise, I wouldn't be knowing what to do, how to prepare the documents, how to upload and do all those things, because they don't call me Low Tech Dan for nothing. That's two names they call me, right? No, 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 not the four-letter words. That's Low Tech Dan and Low Budget Dan. And other things. Oh, I just showed you where we were staying. So, hey, don't come by and throw eggs at the building, okay? Because the manager or the owner of the hotel is such a beautiful person and gives first class service. I can't believe that you can get the type of service here at the Hotel Royale, very famous Bangkok hotel, for less than you can get at a meal at Sizzler. Where did I get the Sizzler comparison? Well, I saw a sign on a little independent steakhouse, and it says, "We serve Sizzler here." And that made me want to go right in and hunt me down a knit van. Hey, how is it? Mysterious man from the East will be in Thailand very, very soon. Yes, indeed. The end of the month, from what I understand, which is great. So, yeah, I was going to talk a little bit about disgusting things. The first one is, how I have this problem with my eye, and I've done topical antibiotics, I've done drops, I've taken oral antibiotics, and I just cannot seem to get rid of this eye infection. So, it would seem that my future is clear, and that I will be heading over to Changhua Hospital in Cebu at some point in time to get set up with a ophthalmologist or optometrist, whichever one handles those things. As you know, Leonard, how's it going? I have been fighting glaucoma, for a while, but glaucoma is stabilized. The eye pressure is stabilized. I had surgery on that eye. That's why it looks kind of funny. I thought about, hey, we're in Bangkok, go get plastic surgery, but no, I'd rather save that money for illicit activities. No, not really. You guys all know I'm a straight shooter, you know. So anyway, mm, we're just having fun here. Okay, you guys, help me get those watch hours up. Start playing now. Tim helped me set up my playlist yesterday. So after yesterday's live stream, we went in there and we set up a couple playlists. All you have to do is start that playlist, and then we'll start increasing watch hours. I'm very, very close to hitting that 4,000 mark in 365 days. I need the final push home. And you folks can help me out with that by going and grabbing onto one of those playlists and just play it for 30, 40, 50, 100 hours. Now, I checked my watch hours this morning, and they don't usually reflect right away. It usually takes a couple of days. And so far, you can see that people are watching. You can see that people are trying to help me out because they've taken a quite a bounce. But I still have a long way to go. So do not give up on me for becoming monetized, because that money is going to be shared. See, you guys help me get monetized. That money is going to be shared by all the YouTube channels that I support. So how's it going, Leonard? How are things in your neck of the woods? Hey, and by the way, while I'm thinking about it, we certainly want to wish Robert, well. I hope you're doing okay, Robert. I know you suffered some health issue yesterday, and I hope that you have a speedy recovery. Now, I'm curious, is the Ninja Daisy Lynn? I think I have the Ninja because Daisy sent me a message that said she'll be live at the same time that I am, and so she's got to send Ninja Daisy Lynn in to cover. So I'm just curious, she kind of looks, is this the evil Ninja Daisy Lynn? Because she put on this, because look at her thumbnail. It's very interesting. So if you know Daisy Lynn, you go to her channel, you'll see she's a very she's a very beautiful woman who has a beautiful voice. But in this one, she looks sort of like she has a mischievous, is that how you say it? Evil kind of look in here. The Ninja Daisy Lynn Castro, like, come near me, but don't mess with me because I will take you out. Hey, Larice is here, the most eligible bachelorette in the Philippines, and should have a partner, should have a Western partner so that she can enjoy her life, and because she's doing the good work of the community. And that's why Larice should have a most loving Western foreigner, boyfriend or partner or husband. Husband is the ideal thing. If any of you available males out there are interested, then you look up Larice, and you won't be disappointed. And in the meantime, we're doing all that, trying to establish a relationship. Go into her channel and start participating in her live streams, and you will find one beautiful human being in there. I know. I got the 3-in-1. Oh! I got to show you this. Yeah, proof. Oh, it's backwards, sideways, upside down. But anyway, you guys get the message here. This is Nescafe. Yeah. So I'm already halfway Filipino, if you know what I mean. So Philippines, here we come in a couple of days. We got to get the One Health Pass up and running, and I will be doing that with the help of Jennifer Terry. I love the website. Thousands of people do, but I wonder if she even knows that I'm alive. I wonder if she even knows that I am her number one fan. Hey, so check this out. Look at this. My wife is laughing in the background. She thinks that's the silliest thing. Oh, hey, Nipan, you're also a very, very popular man from the East here. So anyway, you got Larry saying hello. Yes, indeed. And he's saying hi to the Ninja Daisy Land. Yeah. Don't mess with me, or else I'm going to karate you. Yeah. I'm flying to Bangkok tomorrow night, reaching Bangkok on Sunday afternoon. Shoot, we're missing each other. We're missing each other. Or are we? No, no. Airport. We'll be leaving. What time are you flying in? We'll be leaving at the same time, probably, that you're flying in. You know how life is. That's how it works. There are no coincidences. You go with the flow. You let the universe take care of the rest, and they probably want us to meet in it, Pam. So let's find out what's going on. When are we leaving? Are we leaving Saturday or Sunday, man? Saturday. Today here is Friday. So yes, Sunday departure. Sunday departure in the evening. So let's see what happens. Net ban. And whatever you do, don't ban the knit ban. And we got knit ban saying hi to Larry. JL is in the house. Thank you so much for sharing that. Boost my hours. Oh, there goes the wife. She's starting to get our step together because she knows that we only have a couple days, and plus we have to do this one health pass thing, and it's very comprehensive. It is. If you watch Jennifer Terry's video, she goes through it step by step by step. Shows you what all you have to do and what you need in order to get the QR code. And then she recommends, and I love this idea, take a picture. Of course, I'm a beginner, so I mean, I am impressed by simple ideas, but what you do is, all you do is you just take a picture of it off your laptop computer screen. Leonard says, hi, Knitband. Man, you must be very excited. So Knitband, let me tell you something. Brother, things are starting to hop a little bit here. Larice, you tagged me on Facebook. Thanks so much. I truly appreciate you. You're a wonderful, wonderful person. Thanks for everybody who's sharing and tagging. I really, truly appreciate it. JL, love you, brother. So here's the thing. So things are rocking and rolling pretty much in the entertainment district. The vendors, the streets aren't packed the way that they were. I'm going to be posting a video about that. I mean, they're okay. And in Chinatown, where we're at, it's very, very busy, here in Chinatown, but not as busy as we've seen it before. And Westerners are coming here and touring, but I see a ton of families and very, very few people from the USA, from America. But if I have run into them, they've been by themselves or with a beautiful Thai woman. Go figure. Why would you come to Thailand so that you can hang out with a beautiful Thai woman? So I've been observing to see what's been going on. And I'm just very, very surprised to see so many families with small children, little teeny, teeny, tiny children, touring Chinatown. But I suppose if there were a place to tour, you wouldn't take your kids to Sukhumvit Road, Soi 4, if you know what I mean. Chinatown is as good of a place as any, to get started. And plus, you would go visit the temples and the sites and teach your family how to enjoy traveling. Basically, that's what they're doing. They're getting their kids in the strollers. They're taking them down the street and they're showing them, they want travel to be a normal part of their growing up experience. I think it's wonderful and brilliant. Oh, good morning. And hey, have you had your cup of coffee yet, JL? Or do you do coffee? You kind of look like a Pepsi, more of a Pepsi guy to me, And Leonard says, hi, Larice. Sounds to me like, Leonard, that you know about Larice, what a beautiful person, beautiful human being that she is. And Larry says, hi. You're making a lot of friends up in here, Larice. That's all I got to say. And she's returning the acclimate. How do you say that word? Anyway, you know what I mean. You buy a kid book, send him to school, and you end up like me. He doesn't learn a dang thing about anything. Coffee and donut. Larice, we're on the same page. Mm. Speaking of which, I went to the Dunkin' yesterday, and so they had a Dunkin' Donuts in a small little mall, not too far here from the hotel, and we partook in the Dunkin'. I did most certainly have the Bavarian cream donut. Yep, I sure did. Hmm. And it was lovely, very, very delicious. Just would like to point that out. So anyway, what is going on? So what's going on in Thailand? So here's the thing, population wise, listen, hey, I oftentimes I backtrack, I start talking about things I've said in the past, and I start rethinking them. Here's the thing. I wanted yesterday's stream to go a certain direction, and the thing, and it sort of backfired, when we started talking about taxes and all this other crap that is very, very boring and uninteresting to me. But there are other things that excite me, that I think about that would probably be equally boring as talking about taxes. So I just wanted to point that out. One of the boring things is that I love looking at demographics of a country because it determines whether it will survive or die over time. For example, one of the reasons for moving to the Philippines is because you got a very young, vibrant, educated population. That educated population converts into money. It converts into productivity. It converts into multinational corporations establishing factories here so that they can manufacture. Because another benefit of coming to the Philippines is that, or working in the Philippines, would be that you have a low labor rate. And so for now, but everyone knows as countries industrialize, they start making money. When you start making money, labor costs start going up. So anyway, so when you retire, or in my case, when I decide to retire, it helps I'm married to a Filipina, a woman, or a woman of that origin. Remember, I'm always critiquing putting labels on people, and which was a benefit. So I imagine if I were married to a Thai woman, I'd be thinking about living in Thailand. But hey, bottom line is I love Thailand, and one of the reasons why I do is because it's a very affordable place to live. Now, the exchange rates are deceiving. The exchange rate in Thailand is floating around 36 to 1. Maybe it's a little higher, maybe it's a little lower. The Philippines, as you know, inflation's been hitting it, and it's been favoring or not favoring the dollar. So that means that you're getting something like 55 to 1 on the dollar. It floats in there somewhere. And that's crazy because that means usually that inflation is hitting the Philippines. And so the cost of goods and services starting to climb. But it's a little bit deceiving because, in my estimation, based on my experience, it is actually cheaper to live here in Thailand than it is in the Philippines, even though you get a more favorable exchange rate on the dollar. I don't know how to explain it except to say that meals are cheaper, goods and services are cheaper, and rent is definitely cheaper. Or let me put it a different way. When I say rent, you can get a better quality of accommodation for lesser dollars. So if you wanted, let's say that you wanted to live a totally and completely Western lifestyle here in Thailand, you could do it. You could do it on the cheap. In the Philippines, you might have to live in the suburbs, or you might have to live in the province in order to get the same equivalent amount of rent. Are you guys following what I'm saying? And so that's what's interesting to me. Now, let's see what Knit Ben has to say. I was in the one who suggested you to buy business class, so I paid $200 more and changed my ticket to reach early. Oh, really? That's great. That's fantastic. Knit Ben, I'm excited for you. So happy smiley is the way that you'll see Larice all the time, 100% of the time. She's got that smile. That smile that she's got in that thumbnail is exactly how you'll see Larice. Doesn't matter whether she's on Facebook or if she's on YouTube or she's doing live stream or anywhere. If she's showing up at someone else's channel, she's always going to have that smile on her face. So you can tell she is just one happy person. All right, pretty good so far. So that means basically that but there are barriers, right, in Thailand. Okay, so the barriers would be language. Even in the touristy area, they have discovered the workarounds for communication, and it's point and click, just like a computer, but it's manual. And so when you go into a restaurant, they hand you a menu and it has pictures on it. This is the food that you're going to get. Now, in the United States, they have this, right? But how often does the food actually come to the table looking exactly the same way as it does in the picture? And this is what you're going to find in Thailand. Nitban, can you validate what I'm saying about that? All right. If you point to that picture in the menu, what's coming to the table is exactly that food, just like it is in the picture. Marvin, hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. I really, really appreciate you being here. I truly do. Dan needs all the help he can get right now. Yeah, that's the thing. See, you never know, because my wife is a real ninja. You know, she will kick my butt all the way down the street if she gets angry enough. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'll be standing there blocking her, and eventually I'll have to say, "I'm an old man, honey. I'm an old man." That's what goes on in our household. She's a glint in her eye. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, it's nice it really is nice, Marvin, that you're here. I really appreciate that. Ah, she's thanking me again. No need to thank me. I mean, it's the truth. And so, I could say ugly things about you, I suppose, Larice, but it would be a lie. Yeah, she has a good channel. So, Leonard, she knows you. Hey, Leonard, didn't you say that you were single? Larice? Leonard, Larice. See how easy that is? Oh, my goodness gracious. You're a Filipino only if you love balut. Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. The setup, right? The setup, Nidban. So, So the next thing that's coming is a balut challenge video. Is that what you're trying to get me to do? You are inherently evil, Nidban. Please connect to JL's channel. Nightbot is doing their job. Nightbot, do not sleep at night. You're working at night. That's the ninja Daisy Lynn, by the way. She's probably watching in the background because that's what she does. One of the most dedicated supporters that is on YouTube. If you befriend Daisy Lynn, don't take advantage of her. Just go with it, because Daisy Lynn is going to change your life forever in some kind of way. Yes, hugs and kisses for you too, Larice. And Nitban, if that is the case, I can never be Filipino because I cannot eat balut. Exactly. You're always going to be a foreigner, Larry. Hate to break it to you, but you're most likely always going to be a foreigner. However, I think that Nitban, I'm not putting words in your mouth now, Larry. I just want to make that clear, right? But you're landing at 12:10 p.m. on Sunday, and that is about the same time that Minnie and I will be headed to the airport. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out. So we'll also be in the international terminal, but I can't recall at the moment. If you exit and enter the international terminal during the same time, Minnie and I will be there, even though we have a later flight. We'll be hanging around at the airport because we have checkout here, and then we're traveling over there. It'll probably take you a few moments to get through customs. Yeah, we're probably going to miss each other by an hour or so. I'm not sure, but that is We will be there, you know. We will be there. Sunday when you're arriving, we are leaving. Yeah. So you changed your ticket and moved it up because I thought you weren't coming towards the end. But I mean, tell you what, Knitband, we'll be hanging out at the Starbucks. That's where we're going to be. And so you find that Starbucks coffee shop. Is there a Starbucks in the airport? Do you remember, hun? There, okay. If there's a Starbucks there, that's where we're going to be. So you can take one look before you head out to Sukhumvit. Oh no, actually, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't say you were headed for Sukhumvit. But in case you are, then you before you go and grab that cab, that taxi, you come look for us in the Starbucks. All right, that will be fun. And don't forget to check out Nomadic Hippies channel, a fine channel. It's fun. It's very fun. And that's probably why Nomadic probably has close to 5,000 subscribers because he's got excellent content. I've got great subscribers for the 1.1 or the 1.2, I guess we're heading for. But, you know, I got some work on content to do, as most people have pointed out. Yeah. You just can't show pictures, Dan, of you just hanging around. Why not? Why not? Isn't YouTube like a numbers game? All right, you'll be flying through Taipei. There's a chance that the Chinese will shoot my. there's a small chance, Nidban, that that might happen. Yeah, by accident or on purpose. in which case, it's probably a bigger chance than you're thinking. Yeah. Yeah, you're kidding, Nitban, but I am not. Yeah, you're joking around. Yeah, no, you better cross your fingers. If I were you, whatever you do for good luck, you know, rub a rabbit's paw or something, you know, you better be doing it. You know, rub the belly of the Buddha or you know, pray to the east. I don't know, whatever you do. You better be doing it, bro, because I don't want to see anything happen to you. You know, I don't. I don't want to see anything happen to you. I love you, Larice. Thank you always for those beautiful words. Hey, it's the truth. You know, I want happiness for you. Happiness, comfortable life, Larice. That's what you're deserving of. That's what everyone should have. That's what you should have. You know, and that's why you know, I'm the way that I am. And so that's why we have to get this channel monetized because I am all about supporting the YouTube channels that put a smile on my face. That includes Larice's and Daisy Lynn's, everyone here that's in this channel right now. If you want to keep the money flowing, then we got to get this channel monetized over the next couple of days. Because, you know, then over the next couple of days, subscribers can disappear. The days changed on the 365-day clock. It gets way too complicated. You know, of course, Tim, where are you? Tim's not in the stream. Maybe he's at the gym. Tim was telling me, Dan, don't stress about this stuff, monetization. No, I'm not stressing about it. You have to strike when the iron is hot. You know, I've been in business. I've worked for government. I've done this, done that. I've had all this experience. You have to strike like a cobra. Well, the iron is hot, and it couldn't be any hotter than it is now. It couldn't be any hotter than it is now. Oh, that was a coincidence that when I used the word hot and hotter, that Larice's thumbnail was there. Yeah. You're having your coffee? Well, enjoy. Are you having 3-in-1? Are you having Nescafe 3-in-1 like I am? Yeah. You can buy kids books and send them to school. And what do? They eat the books. Yeah, they do. Yeah. So I know I mentioned this before, Larry. I apologize if I'm boring anybody in the room, but that was, you know, when I talk to some of my friends, I just scratch my head. See that? I'm doing it. I scratch my head because their answer for, yeah, I know, you know, traveling overseas and doing this and doing that would be fun, but I miss my grandkids. So really, I said, when I need to talk to my grandkids, I have to send them a text message. Oh, Grandpa, I can't talk to you right now because I'm playing Nintendo. I'm on the PlayStation. I'm on the Xbox. I'm in YouTube. And so they said, we'll catch you on your YouTube channel, Grandpa. There you go. So, I mean, being there is like being there if you have Skype or WhatsApp or Messenger or all these different fantastic applications. You will not miss your children because you're going to communicate with them the same way through text, through WhatsApp, through Skype, most oftentimes through Messenger, through what's it called? The iPhone. What's it called? Something. What is it, Minnie? You have an iPhone. What's that called? When you talk to them? When you talk to them? Huh?
Messenger.
Messenger you use, but can't you also do it? Oh, FaceTime. So you can do it through FaceTime.
Mom's calling me.
Yeah. Oh, your mom's calling you. You could take the phone call in the bathroom and close the door, and maybe we'll. Min,
Oh, yeah.
Min. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can hear everything in this room, including the toilet flushing, like what happened yesterday. I checked that out. Thank you, not Night Bob. But why are you dropping JL's channel every 2 seconds? Anyway, my Nightbot is a little messed up. Let's see. Okay, loving kisses, loving kisses. Leonard might be your man. Leonard definitely might be your man. I wouldn't be shy. I wouldn't be shy. I kind of like Leonard myself, you know. Except I'm already taken, Leonard. So sorry about that. Dan, I need to go to bed. I know I kept you up the other night. Hey, wanted to thank you. Thank you for participating in last night's stream. I truly, truly appreciate it. I love your storytelling. I am fixated on it. It's your gift. So you have a good night. Thanks for being here, Larry. I truly appreciate you. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy, plus have fun. And that, I think he has a patent on that line. So he has a patent. And so don't anybody steal that because I tried to do it. And then the next thing I received was a cease and desist letter from his attorney. That's Larry's tagline. You cannot steal it. You got to go with it. You cannot steal it. I love it. I love it. And so um, don't steal it or you'll be served with notice. Let's see. Yes, they take a pic of their own food and print them on the menu. No Photoshop involved, but I can't say for the most part, for the most of the Facebook pics of the Thai or the Filipino girls. You're so silly. Ben, you're killing me. That is so funny, but so true. You never know what you're gonna get until you're there. Now, you being an available single young man from the East, I imagine that you're going to have some good times ahead of you in Bangkok. Yes, and so I wish I were you in a way. It's not that I'm not having fun. I'm having fun. All right. I just want to. It's a good thing that my wife is on the phone in there talking to her mom. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Sriracha. Okay, I don't know where that is. Where is that? But yeah, check at the Starbucks at the airport before you head out. And if we're there, we're there. We're there, and then you come over and we'll meet each other. That would be so cool. It would be so cool even to do a short video. Hey, look at who I ran into from Folsom, California, all the way here in Bangkok. It shows you what a small world it is. You got Knitband, one of my favorite subscribers, member of my team. Which airline are you using, Knitband? Oh, sure. Well, he's going to. I bet you it's EVA because he's going into Taipei. Ava, I'll bet you because he's going into Taipei and they don't have that restriction of movement any longer. Larice Resurrection. Oh no, the resurrection. It's Larice resurrected. So, oh, my goodness gracious. You're cracking me up, Larice. But see, look at that. Look at this smile. Look at this smile there. How could you not want to be with that lovely, lovely woman? Oh, you're so funny. How many YouTube channels do you have, Larice? Three and one. Greatest. Oh, greatest white is my coffee. Okay, that's a good choice. I like it. I drink it sometimes. Good night, Larry from Knit Band. And three and one is good. I drink my coffee black. Well, normally I do, and but the wife, she takes it with sugar and milk. So I mean, I compromised so that I could pick up a pack of coffee from the 7-Eleven, and then they have a kettle in the room, and we just heat up the water, and in the morning we could have our morning coffee. Minnie and I were probably heading over to Starbucks in a little while. And there's the regular Larice uh, in her non-resurrected state. Oh, where do I get this stuff? Oh, yeah. So, listen. We're having so much fun here. Let's see. I'm making my stories now. I'll tell them once I can't make any more interesting stories. That's what I do, Knit. See, we have a lot more in common than you think. All right. Let's get to some boring stuff, right? We were talking about Thailand. Okay, so now here's something that I found very, very interesting. I thought that you guys would be interested in this because population is kind of like in decline in a lot of places around the world. Mostly, it's in the West. Why am I bringing this up? Uh, I don't really know, except that it gives you a little bit of clue as to what's going on in Thailand as far as their mindset. You know, historically, as urbanization creeps in, Thailand is not. I wouldn't say that I can compare it to any other Asian, Southeast Asian country. I got to be honest with you. I don't know what to compare it to because the cities are very much, very, very much like the Philippines. But I still think the majority of the population are still living in the provinces. They're not. They gravitate to the city for work, and that's what goes on here. But the women population outnumber the men. They outnumber the men significantly. For example, women population represents 51 or 52% of their population, and the men are the rest. That means that there are more women than there are men. So, what happens in that environment, or why is it happening? Well, I don't know. But women, once they come to the city and they find a job, and there isn't there now that tourism is coming back, there isn't the shortage of employment that there was before. I mean, it's still challenging to get work here, but it's easier to find because everybody's starting to open everything back up again. And so the vendors are going back in business, stores are being rented, and they're filling them up with textile clothing and other different things. And it's starting to go back to the way that it looked prior to the pandemic. And so, but prior to that happening, it was also industrializing very, very quickly. And so women became very, very, kind of reminds me of the women in the 70s here in the States, which Sean at Sean Trucking brought up yesterday before I got irritated at him for wanting to keep talking about how you don't have to pay taxes. So I mean, yeah, he really bugged me about that. Yeah, because really it doesn't matter whether you pay taxes on the front end or the back end, they're going to get you for your money. I mean, that was the point that I was trying to make. Whether you want to pay tax in the US or not is up to you, I would imagine. I wasn't saying, by the way, that there wasn't my twin. Give you thumbs up. Thank you so much, Larice's evil twin. No. She couldn't be evil. She's Larice's resurrected twin. Yeah. So I wasn't disputing anything that Sean was having to say. As a matter of fact, I'm more believing that what he says is true as far as on the tax front. But it doesn't mean anything to me. That was the point that I was trying to make. It doesn't mean anything because all those taxes, they fund social welfare programs and those types of things that keeps the economy going. Every dollar that's given out some kind of way comes back at 1.2 or 1.3, and so you need that to keep the U.S. economy going. So let's talk about Thailand. So Thailand, yeah, she is pretty. She's a lovely woman. Her personality is as beautiful as her appearance, and so when you got that, when you got personality, appearance, intelligence, you have the whole package. That's Larice Leonard. I'm just being honest with you. So anyway, oh, you're not using, oh, the China Airlines was actually a Taiwanese. Oh, good luck to you. They'll probably divert that plane to some airport in northern China, and that will be the last that we ever see of you. mm. Mm-hmm. Nitban, I told you my story. Did I not tell you my story about how they diverted our plane to Guangzhou that one time? China Airlines did, and then we got all of a sudden a whole bunch of military personnel came out with those guns that fire a lot of rounds in a very, very short period of time. They offloaded us from the airplane way out on the tarmac and loaded us into buses. Making the long story short, and then I saw another bus coming from the other side of the airport that said bomb squad in English. It probably turned out to be a very good thing. They offloaded all the luggage, all the passengers, all their personal belongings, sent it through security. We were there for like two hours, and then they let us go, on our merry way. So anyway, that's what China Air, not Air China. Gotcha. Oh, not the low budget Air China. Is that what you're saying, that ban? Not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way. It's a fine airline. So now let's see. Oh, in case I ever have to fly it. Oh my God, which I hope is never. All right, where is it? All right, that's Air China. All right, so now, so now, so birth rate. So they're in decline. Their population's in decline, just like the USA. That's the point that I was trying to make here, right? Just like the USA, their birth rate is in decline. But check this out. It was shocking. The average age that a woman has a child is at 27 and a third year. 27 at a third year, they decide they want to get married and have a kid, or maybe not get married, but have a kid. And so there's a lot of women in that age group, I noticed when through observation, that are not married, but they're having children, and so I thought that's interesting. So I don't know how that's working. I don't know if they find some foreigner to hook up with to create a child. I don't know if they're doing it through artificial means. But anyway, that's the age that they're having children, 27.3. And then the average birth rate is 1.5 births per women. And so that isn't even enough to replace the current population of Thailand. So it's urbanizing and it's industrializing so quickly, and the infrastructure is solid, but yet population is in decline. And so what's going to happen in Thailand, I don't know. So when you compare that to the Philippines, hi Sammy, thanks for being here. When you compare that to the Philippines, there really isn't much of a comparison, is there? Because you have equal amount of women, equal amount of men, and then a whole bunch of Westerners that want to come over, Western men, and marry Filipinas, and they're having children with them. So the age that they have children is younger, way younger, and then they have an equal amount of male partners for female partners, and so they don't have this demographic issue with population decline. In fact, it's probably going to become one of the fastest growing populations in the world, or in Southeast Asia, that's for sure. So, but if you look at Vietnam, same thing is happening. If you look in China, the same thing's happening. I mean, so That's why if you're a retired, and I'm going to specify, I'm going to be more specific. If you're a retired Westerner, the Philippines makes more sense. Because if you're a retired Westerner and you're a pensioner like I am, right? Pensioner, I like that title. Yeah. Then you want to be the most comfortable that you could possibly be in those years, however they may last. Could last 5, could last 10, could last 20. But economically, you don't want to have to suffer. And so you have to choose the country based on your economic situation. Now, right now, you could easily live, I think, in Thailand on $1,000 per month. And you can do it okay in the Philippines. You would be all right probably for a period of time. Thing is, it would have more of an impact in Thailand than it would in the Philippines. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Philippines is in growth mode, and so it's not an economic decline. It was in growth mode post pandemic, and that's what you have to look at. What are things going to be like after uh, things get back to normal? And so you're looking at the Philippines. They have young population. They have children, and only two. Okay, Larissa, I'll be looking out for your third channel when you decide to establish one. But in the meantime, now that I know you have a second channel, I'll go in there and check that out and subscribe and like and share because that's what we do here on YouTube. Yeah, so you get what I'm saying. In other words, you want to be in a country that has an economic success, and that way it will give you a comfortable retirement. That's the point that I was trying to make. And then I tried to make that yesterday, but it got lost because Sean kept wanting to talk about Western culture and things going on there. And I'm not interested in that because I'm not living there no more. We're on the road to, the Philippines. And so that's what the channel really is all about. Dance retirement journey, Philippines bound. I know the longest channel name in YouTube history. Sammy says hi, Nitban. Hey, Sammy. So, I don't know if you heard this or not, but Nitban and I were crossing paths in Bangkok. He's landing in Bangkok right around on the same day that we're exiting Bangkok for Manila. Yeah, and of course, Sammy says hi. So it's an interesting coinkydink, you know. And Kuya Larry is now on his way to getting his beauty sleep, but he said he'd have to live 100 years in order for that to work to work out. You said that, I believe that you said that yesterday. Mm. Larry sends her love and support, Sammy. Nipan says, hey, what do you say? What are you going to be up to today? There you go. Kissy, kissy, lovey, lovey. Anyway, I'm also visiting my hometown in India. The real reason Dan calls me neighbors from the east for my birthday after many years. Yes. That's right. But I didn't know. Because just by, small things that you said, then I determined, he must be, the mysterious man from the east. And so that's how I got caught on. There were small things that you would say on Chris's channel, that caught my attention, and then I was like, and then what was really funny, Nitban, is that you lived east of me, and that was funnier, and that's where I came up with mysterious man, neighbor from the east. But that's cool. So what is that flight from Bangkok to India? Is that like a 3 or 4 hour flight also? Just curious about that in case I want to go there someday. But if I do, I'd go there with you, you know. So that's always the plan, when you've been When you go someplace you've never been, you have to have somebody with you. And Leonard Lund is in the chat and says hi, Sammy. Oh, Pelosi's flight to Taiwan was accompanied by 20 odd fighter jets, and there was a shoot at sight order if any Chinese jet were thought to be in danger in the range. Oh, I did not know that. I missed that on CNN. Oh, you know, they're kind of making it out like it wasn't a state-sanctioned visit, but I know better than that. You don't think you could stop Pelosi from flying over there? Come on, cut me a break. She's a very nitpan. All right, what did we glitch out? Yeah, so I'm on the hotel internet. So it looks like we glitched out there. And I noticed we glitched out a couple of times yesterday. So anyway, the point is, so I don't know if I'm making a good point or a bad point about why you would want to be in the Philippines as opposed to Thailand. Language and all those things they have nothing to do with it, you know. I mean, you could communicate. You've got, as Midband pointed out in one of the other live streams, you can go English to Thai on your app, on your phone, and I've been able to communicate. Once Midband suggested it, Dan, you don't need all that. You just need to go download the app. Where you go go English to Thai or Thai to English. I've been able to communicate with everyone, either by pointing the finger, no, not giving them the finger, not giving them the universal sign of love. I've been able to do it just by using that app, English to Thai, and they get the biggest smile on their face when you do it that way. They're like, they want to look at the app and they think it's just absolutely amazing. The Philippines has a great future if there's a stable government. In 2019, I was in Boracay, and that was a Chinese-owned hotel. I met some Chinese businessmen, and they told me they were me. They would quit that America job and come to the Philippines and make real money. Can you believe that? Can you believe that they actually told you that? I mean, and hey, Nitban, I know you're making great money too, because if you're able to afford to live in the high rent district in Folsom, you're doing really, really well. So, but I cringe when Filipinos tell me, "Oh yeah, I want to go to the United States, make all this money, and then return back to my country and retire." I mean, what's wrong with making all the money in your country? I mean, honestly, but they're right in that. If you do it right, you can save a lot of money in the US. You can make a lot of money and save a lot of money uh, if you do it right. But that doesn't mean splurging on high rent apartments. It means getting with relatives, living with them, renting, and you know, doing whatever you have to do in order to make your life easier so that it makes it easier to save. So anyway, a good friend of ours just got their work visa, and so they'll be headed to the United States to work as a nurse in California. So California and New York are the two states where you're going to be able to make the biggest kind of money working as a nurse. And so it makes sense to go there, but it doesn't make sense to be paying $2,000 and $3,000 a month when, even if you're making $45 to $100 per hour. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm making nothing compared to the numbers they told me, but I can't do illegal things. Well, you know what? It all depends on what your definition of illegal acts are. You know what I mean, Nitbam? What might be illegal in the United States might be perfectly acceptable behavior in the Philippines. just just wanted to point that out, my brother. So anyway, where were you? Where were we? Oh yeah, Thai women. Here's the other problem, right? Most don't want to leave the country. Most Thai women, so they have a baby at 27.3 years, but we don't know whether they're married or not, even if they care to entertain marriage. But I could tell you from experience that they don't jump at the opportunity to marry some Western man who comes around who throws money at them. They don't get what's it called? They don't get glazed eyes and things like that. If a man comes along and they start tossing their money and start talking about relationship with them and why don't you come back to the United States and marry me and have a baby with me and we'll live happily ever after, they're like no and hell no. Most of them, I would say 90% of the female population is like that because they're independent. They're independent, educated, and they're not focused so much on establishing a relationship with a Western man. They're focused on taking care of their family. That's their elderly mom, their dad, their brothers, their sisters, and they don't want to leave Thailand because they love their country, they love their culture, and they're not so quick to leave it. And so in the Philippines, it's different, but it's changing in the Philippines. You know, it's changing a lot. For example, you're importing Western culture in the Philippines. They're not necessarily in Thailand. You know, they fight the importation of Western culture. They want to preserve their own culture. In the Philippines, they want to adapt Western culture. It's a huge, huge difference. That is why you're seeing a Starbucks and a McDonald's and a Shakey's Pizza on every street corner and Levi's jeans and people wearing, you know, all this Western clothing and things like that. Of course, when you import Western culture, you import problems that come with Western culture. You know, that's credit card debt, housing mortgages, um, uh, payday loans, all the things, money changers coming to your house wanting to know why you haven't paid the interest on your debt. All that stuff is going to come to the Philippines because that's all a part of importing Western culture. And so my idea is simply this: if I can, so since I'm in the tail end of my journey, you know, let's be realistic. I'm not on the front end of it. I'm on the back end of it, you know, and it sucks being on the back end of the journey. But when you are in the back end, right? You have to make the best of it. You have to make the best of it economically. You want to have a hassle-free retirement. How do you do that? How do you do that? You have to stack the cards in your favor. You have to stack the deck in your favor. You know, no paying any rent. You know, no servicing of debt. You have to be debt free. You go there, you go there with a pension, you go there with your social security, you go there with enough money to live, which I don't really think. So listen, and bye bye. A good friend Jeff is telling me that he can live comfortably on $800 per month. I totally, completely believe it. And so you could do it on $1,000 a month. I don't know if it's going to last forever because as you westernize, as I was pointing out, the cost of living starts to climb, and that's what's happening in the Philippines. Rice and other staples uh, are going up. I remember when you could get a pig lechon and roast it for $100 or less. I remember this, but now what's a pig going for? Double money, $200 to have a pig, to cook a pig for your family and friends. That's true. My very limited experience, Dan. I'm not single anymore, and she doesn't want to come to the U.S. You see? Oh, you met a Thai woman. Yeah, yeah, but you know what I think about this? If you're with a Thai woman, you're more inclined to move to Thailand or to India than you are to the U.S. with your new friend, the new relationship. I think because of your global experience, Midman, because you have a worldview. And so when you go to the United States, Midman, you can see a lot more clearer with or without your glasses, by the way, because you've been other places. So in other words, you understand that, I mean, it would be a misstatement if you were to say corruption does not exist in the United States, right? Am I right? You're able to see how the economy works a little bit more clearly. You know what moves are important to make in order to make a living and make money in the United States. Well, you take that because you've lived other places, you know. And so you're aware of how things work, and that makes you, quite frankly, a more productive human being. And so at this point, after your US experience, my belief is that you would have success no matter where you live, anywhere in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you would have a leg up on any Westerner for sure that would decide to move from the West to the East who had no global experience whatsoever at how the world works, you know. So that's what makes, you know, that's what makes Southeast Asia such a beautiful place and such a wonderful opportunity, no matter where you are in Southeast Asia, quite frankly. You know, it could be Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. It doesn't really even matter. Oh, but not Burma, not Myanmar. You know, they're still working through other issues, and not Sri Lanka. You know, Sri Lanka is a beautiful country. I hope I get to go there soon, but they have to work out. You know, it has to be a stable political climate, as you were pointing out, Nitban. So that's the whole thing. So I still have my mortgage, but at 2% fixed. Oh, you want to hang on to that for dear life. You never want to dump that. Even if you decide to move, you would rent that house. I bet you would get triple or quadruple money for your house or condo in Folsom. Then your return on investment is going to be tremendous. Listen, I thought that I slayed the dragon when I sold my house. I know I did, but it's nothing compared to what you got going on. I'm almost sure of it. There's Leonard. Hey, you're flirting. Yeah, you're flirting with Larice, right? So listen, I get invited, Minnie and I get invited to the wedding. All right. Just want to make sure we get an invite to the wedding. Indian and Thai cultures are very similar to even religions, and I noticed that. That's something I noticed, and that's why. So I enjoy that Sukhumvit Road Soy Ford because you can go anywhere in that district, you know, and you're going to find the mending, the blending, as well as the polarization of the cultures. So, and that's why I love it so much. And of course, I detected that right away. You know, I mean, where did curry originate? You know, yes, there's no corruption in the U.S. Not at not at the traffic police level, but at higher levels. Yes, exactly. But you see, it's done underneath. You see, it's underneath the radar. And in most places around the world, most people know that if you want to get a permit to do something, you know, to open up a business, you go see you go see like the provincial leaders, you know, and you get their permission, you get their blessing. Mwah, Baba, Godfather. Mwah. You kiss the ring, you know, and then you go on your merry way and they make life easier for you. That's just doing business. Nipan, that's just like doing business. It works the same in Russia. I don't know if you've ever been to Moscow, but it works the same. It works the same way. You know, it works the same way in the Philippines. Go talk to the barangay captain first before you go do something silly. Yeah. Can I get an invite also, Leonard? Yeah, listen, I'm starting something up here. So the whole thing is that that's why we chose that was one of the reasons, or I guess I kind of gave you several reasons as to why the Philippines makes more sense over Thailand. You know, it has nothing to do with not being able to communicate. It has mostly to do with where the future lies in economic growth. You know, Thai government put all their eggs in one basket. Most countries do. They put it in tourism. But yet, check this out. They started looking towards the Philippines and they said, man, the Philippines is diversifying really, really quick. They're building casinos. They're opening up this. They're opening up that. Thailand is doing it. They're doing it now. They realize that they have to diversify their economy. And so one of the things they did recently, that's something probably that will never happen in the Philippines, is they legalized marijuana use, but it wasn't necessarily for recreational use, and so people just are absolutely going crazy over here. They're opening up pharmacies and coffee shops and marijuana social clubs and all this other stuff. I don't care what you do in the privacy of your own home. Smoke it, do whatever you want, eat it in edibles, do whatever you want with marijuana. Get as high as a kite, but do it in the privacy of your own home. And that is where Thailand's law makes sense. If you're caught out in public and you're carrying it and you're smoking it, you're going to jail. That's the way it should be, in my opinion. I don't want anybody to infringe on. I'm not telling you whether I partake or not, quite frankly. But what I am saying is I have no objection to it. But don't encroach on my privacy. In other words, I don't want to smell your smoke. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Nipan, the corruption can be at the traffic cop level. Yeah. You ever have any kind of interaction with the Parkway police in New York? I have. In the olden days, you just took that $20 bill, you slid it underneath your license, and you passed it over, and you got your license back, and the police officer, the Parkway Patrol, sent you on your way. I doubt it's like that anymore, but that's what happened to me back in the I think it was the late 70s or the early 80s. The Parkway Police. Yeah, not in the U.S. Yeah, I think it's true. I think it used to exist in the olden days, whatever that means. Well, that word that the kid says, olden days. Are you talking about the olden days, Larice? The more I say that name, the more I just love it. And maybe I live in the USA, and I'm there now. It does happen here too. Yeah, like I said, I've been involved in that. I had to learn it from my friends how to do it because they taught me. But they caught me speeding down the Parkway, and I ended up getting pulled over. They were operating, and my friend said, "Oh, they're still a few days away from payday. They're out here earning money." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "You got to give them a little donation. You do it like this. You got a 20. What do you?" I like looking at him like, "What are you talking about?" Well, you Californians don't know anything. That's what he said to me. You need to get out there, Dan. You need to experience the world, Dan. So here I am. Who would have known? Dan, high school dropout from La Puente, California, would have ended up halfway or three-quarters of the way around the world, enjoying retirement with my beautiful, lovely wife, who just happens to be of
Really? Thank you.
Filipino descent. She said, "Yes, thank you." Yes, I agree. I don't want to smell that. I did have some chocolate a couple years back. Hey, what's what's a little cube of chocolate? What's a little fudge? What's a little fudge brownie amongst friends, Nipan? There's nothing to it, There's really nothing to it. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. I didn't mean to, but I don't want to smell it. That's the thing. Go do that crap in your own house. Close all the doors and shut all the windows so I don't have to smell it, and I'm fine. I'm perfectly good with it. Okay, Leonard, I'm not confident to do that, but never got a traffic ticket yet. I'm a good kid. Yeah, you're solid. Morally, you're solid, and that's what I gathered over the years, over the couple of years that we were in Chris and Cebu. I come to understand that your sense of humor is you're a funny guy. You have me rolling most of the time. You know what amazes me? I in Chris and Cebu is that most of the jokes were not captured. Most of the stuff is not captured, and that could be very frustrating. But what I noticed is that you and I connected, so we were always laughing at each other's stuff. We seemed to be connected some kind of way. If we would throw something out there at Chris and Cebu, we would always know what we were referencing. That's what's so amazing. That's why I feel like this with you, Knit Band. Feel like we're like this, the same way that Larissa and I are like this. You just connect with some people on YouTube. And Leonard, I don't think that it's any coincidence that people, on YouTube form uh, these gatherings, and that they relate to each other, and that's how YouTube channel grows. There are more people like you, more people like us, hanging out there in the YouTube world than we ever imagined. Still here, Sir Dan, while cooking for lunch. What is it? Lunchtime already? Oh, what time is it? Let me look at. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! It is getting late, and so I've been going for what? A little bit more than an hour. So
I'm gonna take a bath.
you're going to take a bath. Okay, so we're going for a little while
It's
longer
okay.
because
Take your
Minnie
time. Stay long.
still long. Okay, because we're going to have to do the One Health Pass, Nedbam, after this live stream. The white circle of death just hit me. The white circle of death. Oh, so I was just saying, we're going into Jennifer Terry's site right after this live, and we're going to register for the One Health Pass. Kind of hoping, Nipan, you probably heard me saying that I was kind of hoping that all that requirement stuff would go away by now, but it's still hanging on in the Philippines. I wish the Philippines would do away with it. So we're going in there, Balikbayan. My wife is former. Well, she's a Philippine citizen. Philippine citizen. So we get to go in there. We get the visitors 1 year gratuitous or gratuity 1 year visa that gets stamped into your passport, or 1 year what do they call it, visitor's stamp, I guess they call it, balik bayan.
Hey, I'm happy today. We received 2 boxes today.
Oh, they got two. Oh, really? That's great. How many are hanging out there?
So we need 5 boxes na
Okay, so 2 boxes showed up at the house today in the Philippines at Baybay City Leyte. We sent a whole bunch that I had said on previous videos, and we've got 5 more that are hanging out there. So 2 more today, 2 more a few days ago, and we have 5 left that are hanging out there. So I'm really happy about that. Yes, Dan, I like people who can laugh at their own expense. Yeah, yeah, exactly. What? You're laughing at stuff I did? Okay, all right. Well, anyway, honesty is the best policy. Yeah, not yet. It's 10. It's Oh yeah, you're 1 hour ahead. So here in Bangkok, in Chinatown, or anywhere in Thailand, it is 9:13 a.m. Yeah. You will have to laugh at yourself. By the way, I got this email this morning. All right, Nipan, you're aware of this spam email that's going around, so I want to talk about it just a little bit, right? So it said something like, uh, as mature as you are, you shouldn't be masturbating on camera with anyone, right? And so uh, send $807 to this address, blah, 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 in Bitcoin or whatever, right? Cryptocurrency or US cash, or we will publish it on the internet. Really, along with a million other, uh, videos of pornography and all this other stuff that's you know, on the internet. You want to threaten me with holding me for ransom for a masturbation video? I mean, really, cut me a break. Oh. Wait a minute. That implied that implied that I actually did something like that, doesn't it, Nipan? I mean, That is the most ridiculous crap that I've ever seen in my life. Number one, suppose that you've done something like that. Suppose that you've gone on and you've cammed with somebody in one of the apps. Folks, let me tell you something, right? Embrace humanity, okay? Embrace your sexuality. Love who you are. All that crap, it means nothing to anybody. There's nothing better than I would like than to have my private parts go viral on the internet. No, no, no. I'm just making a joke here. But you guys understand what I'm talking about, right? Okay, it's 9:12 p.m. here in Houston. Oh, okay. Dang, man, I got to keep up with all this stuff. I really do. So I mean, embrace humanity, folks. Really, you're gonna go put my stuff up on the internet? Party on, dude. Party on. Enjoy yourself. Go do it. You know. Do not fall for that spam email junk that's going around that says, send me money or send me cryptocurrency or else I'm going to expose you. I'm going to expose your private parts, and what you do naturally as a human being, as part of the human condition on the internet. Really? Why would anybody want to watch that? Why don't you just go to Pornhub like everybody else, right? Why not just go to Pornhub like everybody else? Why do you have to, you know? I mean, who would watch that, right? I have heard of that scam. Yeah. Yeah. So I get this email and I'm like, oh, I finally got one of those. Gosh, I'm so lucky. I've been wanting. Listen, but don't challenge them. Don't send an email back. Don't respond to it, right? Do not respond to it because then they'll start targeting you and then you will start getting emails from other scammers, trying to get money out of your pocket. Okay, Nibban says if I do that, I would never sell for a penny. I am very confident. Yeah, I mean it is so silly, but apparently now I don't know if this is if this is a gender neutral thing or not, right? But I don't know. I mean, what I mean is, I don't know if as many men do this as women do, but for sure, I could certainly see how a woman would freak out more than a man would over, a threat of having their private parts being exposed on the internet. And by the way, they never say, you know, they never say what website they're going to post that on. Because if they did, right, I would go there and I would watch it. Need I carry this conversation on any further? This is a family friendly show after all, right? Embrace your humanity, folks. Clarice, embrace who you are. Don't hide it. No, no, no. I wasn't saying go on there and I'm not sanctioning um, that you should go on there and cam with somebody. But I mean, I know it happens, and so yeah. And so once you're exposed to the world, hey, let's say that you actually, let's talk about it from this perspective. Let's say that you actually did it, and you're a public figure, you're a huge YouTube star, or just huge, right, Nedban? Let's say that you're a huge YouTube star, and stuff about you ends up on the internet. Well, the best thing that you can do is just admit that, yeah, that I did that. I had that happen to me. So anyway, Or you send an email demanding a percentage of the royalties they make on the video. Yeah, once it gets posted, then you start hitting them up for money, right? And then once you start talking about getting money for the video, they'll take it down very, very quickly, right? Yeah. Good day, Peter of Barbaria. How's the solar working out? How's this better than that? How's the solar battery storage working out? LOL, Peter. That's right. Start charging them for the use of your video, and then they will take that down very, very quickly. Yeah. So anyway, um, but I have read stories of women panicking. I haven't heard any men panicking. Hey, show all you want what I got. Show my junk on the internet. Who cares, right? I'll own it, you know. But I've read articles in IT websites where they're talking about how a lot of women they're panicking. They're panicking, and so they don't want this stuff on. They don't want this stuff on the internet. I'd be like, "You go, girl. You go." You know. Anyway, granddad porn. Woohoo! You're so funny. That is hilarious. Well, but we're all aging, right? We're all getting older, right? What did I say? We're all aging. I thought I said we're all Asian. No, we're all aging, and so what are you gonna do? You can't go back in time. I wish I could. Yeah, all good here. Yeah, good, good. The battery chargers are working. Nothing's exploded, and you're off grid, and so that's all good. You're solid, man. I love it. I love hearing this. People tell me they're off grid. I just want to share with the power company the universal symbol of love, which is this or this. You guys know what I'm talking about. You can just stick it where the solar don't shine. Leonard, sorry. Hey, are you winking? What is that emoji? Is that a wink? Okay. All right. Grandpa porn. That is so hilarious. Oh my gosh. Nip I skipped over it. Oh yes, I understand. Girls would be more susceptible to these scans. I wouldn't bother if I did it. That's what I'm saying. Don't fall for it. Just forget about it. Go on with your life. It says you must pay within 48 hours. Why? What's 48 hours? Is that to give me enough time to get to the bank, to get to my cryptocurrency wallet and extract the funds so that I could send some cryptocurrency your way? People are crazy, I'm telling you. And they're most likely in a foreign country where they can't be reached. If you were trying to scam in the United States, you were going to end up in jail. Especially if others were involved. Then it's called conspiracy to defraud. The FBI, they don't care whether you actually did it or not. They could care less. They probably are watching their Pornhub in their downtime at work, probably even on their work computer, right? You know what I'm referring to, the CIA deleting of the messages. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. And Larissa's smiling. I don't know, Larissa. I'm curious, but I'm afraid to ask you whether you've ever done something like that. Because then you're going to come back and ask me if I've ever done anything like that. Oh, Nightbot is awake and doing their job. Yeah, so that's why. Anyway, getting back to where I was talking about the reason for Philippines over Thailand. That would be the reason to do it. I love Thailand. I mean, there's nothing like walking down the street here in Chinatown, the famous road Yaowarat. What's it called, Nipan? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Yara Walrat. I'm not sure. Anyway, Man, I'm telling you, Leonard, about Robert, yeah, so eh, man, I'm telling you, Sammy would know, but he would, he didn't sound good. He was having problems when he was on the live stream yesterday. So he did. It sounds like medics came out. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he stayed at the house, and so I'm not sure where it's at right now. I know Sammy has been communicating with Robert about that. I was trying to encourage him to go to the hospital. That it sounded like he suffered another stroke, but he doesn't want to go there. Folks, my opinion on it, I'll present the same way I presented it to Robert through Sammy, and that is that all this is part of the human experience. It's part of the human experience. And so myself, I'm okay. So I saw the white circle of death. So I'll repeat what I said. Going to the hospital when you're sick and calling 911 and all other stuff and going by ambulance is part of the human. It's part of the human experience. And so myself personally, in case any of you ever want to know, I'm never going to deprive myself of the experience. And so when you're sick, and something happens to you, I understand people fear hospitals because that's where people die. I mean, that's how I think of it. But since death is part of the whole human experience, I'm not going to be deprived of it. I'm not going to cheat death, and so I want to have what is mine, what is part of the human experience, and so people may disagree with me, on that topic, but I want the whole thing. I want birth and I want death, and I don't, and I'm not, that's not the same as saying that I welcome it. That's not the same as saying that I welcome having the experience or that I'm welcoming death. See, they will go gamble at the elephant races with your crypto. The elephant races. That's funny. Do they really have those? I guess they do here in Thailand, right? So, yeah, as well as kids are not involved, I'm okay. I kind of am too. If it's not against the law, then what's the problem with it, man? You sounded as depressed as hell yesterday on your live stream. Yeah, I know he didn't sound right, and then later had blurry vision and stuff that he experienced before. And so, but you got to go get help, or you got to live with your decision. I mean, that's basically the way it is. And so Robert's life is Robert's life. It's not mine. It's not yours. Whatever he decide to do is right for Robert. The only thing I'm saying that as far as Dan goes, my personal take on it, my personal belief, what I will do is I'm not depriving myself of any of the human experience. So I guess I just admitted masturbating on cam. I'm not sure about that, but depriving experience of being born, and I'm not going to deprive myself of having the experience of passing away. I can't beat it, but I'm not saying I'm inviting it. I'm not saying but I am embracing it as being part of the human experience. So you guys you have to make up your own mind on how you know accept what you're going to do. You have to make up your own mind, about how you're going to. I don't tell anybody what to do. I can't. I can make suggestions. I could kind of guide folks along, but I cannot tell you what to do. You're in charge of your own experience. It's your life, right, for you. Yeah. Let's see, I had a traffic accident. A good Samaritan stopped and called 911. I was immediately taken to the emergency room. I never got to thank him. But if they're watching the live, you're thanking them now. So good for you, Knit Band. They're probably out there. They're probably out there. They're probably one of our brothers or sisters out there. They sound like it. You know what I mean? Because they're good Samaritan. Whoa, there's the ninja, Daisy Lynn, letting us know that she's still in the BG in the LS. I love that. She's in the BG in the LS. Yeah, I don't know all the YouTube lingo. People just laugh at me. They laugh at me when I send them emojis. They go, "What's Dan trying to say here?" I don't know. I don't even know what it means. So anyway, so that's my take. So I don't know what's going on with Robert. Sammy would know. Sammy was in the live a second ago, but Sammy is probably talking Robert through it. You know, and when let's say that you have a heart condition or stroke or things like that, it's difficult. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing to deal with. Even if you go to the hospital, as many of us know in the stream, they're limited a lot of times of what they can do, but they got medicine. See, that's the thing. They got things that could help you there, and that's why I would be there. Because I know that, and so I would be there, even though I know that hospitals are places where people die. Hospitals are also places where they make people well. And so I don't know. Is it a 50-50 kind of thing? I'm not sure about that. And Nick Ban is saying hi, Ninja Daisy Lynn. Yeah, Leonard. I don't know. With those smiles, I don't know, Leonard, what you're trying to tell me. Is this good? Is this a good thing? And Nick Ban is saying hi to Louise. So okay, so you must be knit band without revealing too much. You must be in a long distance relationship with a Thai woman, or maybe even a woman of East Indian descent. Hey, knit band, look at this. Look at the reflection. Isn't that the coolest thing? Look at this. Look, am I being silly? Ding, 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 da-da. Do, 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 do. Larice is saying hi. By the way, the Philippines, one of the Philippines' most eligible bachelorettes. Leonard. Nipan just told us that he's taken, so you're up, dude. You're up. So yeah, so that's basically what it's all about. That's why the Philippines. We'll see how it works out. Of course, I have to adapt. I have to adapt to their culture as well. Minnie honored me. She honored me by adapting to U.S. culture, American way of life. It's my turn to reverse it now, and adapt to the Philippine culture and way of life. And so that's my responsibility. And I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to embrace it like I do, you know, all kinds of things. What I do. As I embrace change. So I'm not saying that I'm 100% physically fit to go to the Philippines. I have minor medical issues. I don't view them as being serious. They're neurological, and so there is a concern there, and there is a little bit of a concern, but it's not going to keep me from heading over to the Philippines. Yeah. Let's see. Are you imitating a Bollywood movie? That's bad. Yeah, that was a scene from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Yeah, I'm a very, very bad actor. So, and then what was the other thing I want to talk about? I start talking, I start getting off on tangents, and I lose my thought. Come on, cut me a break. I'm an old man. I'm getting up there in age, and so anyway, I can't keep my finger on the subject matter, for very long. And besides that, you guys are cracking me up today. We have a good group in here, and you guys are making me laugh. All right, so I hope that Sammy, maybe Sammy, if you're there, you could maybe you can do an update. If not here in the chat, perhaps you can do an update on a video and let us know what's going on with Robert, because people are concerned about how he's doing in his health. And we love you, Robert. We wish you well. We hope that you make a successful recovery from what ails you. Yeah. And you know what I want to encourage people, pray for Robert, pray for Robert's recovery. And what more can be said on that subject is, I suppose, offered up by Sammy or Robert, or by someone that Robert has given permission to share, or by Robert himself. You know. So there you go. So Thai women have they have no plan. They have no, why would you when you have a growing economy? Why? I mean, Thailand's economy is coming back. So why would you want to leave to the United States, leave your family behind, and then all this other stuff? You know. And the Philippines, as you import Western culture, the exporting of labor, the exporting of labor will probably still be with us. And um, that will also contribute to the Filipino economy. By the way, it makes more sense if you're an older fellow like me who has a pension and Social Security. It makes more sense to live in the Philippines than it does the United States. It just makes more sense. If you're younger, like Midband, and your working age population, maybe it makes more sense to bring your bride to the United States. I like Larisse and Leonard laughing together, but no words. Yeah, I know. They have a little flirtation going on, it seems to me. So. Yeah, it seems to me like they have a tiny flirtation thing going on. Yeah. So, yeah. Of course, like I said, they're handing out visas, work visas, for Filipinos to go to the United States, especially nurses, for nursing and doctoring. There's a huge shortage here in the United States, and I believe they have increased the number of visas. It's not, from what I understand, it's not a lottery. You apply for it through the channels, using the same U.S. embassy and the same channels. It's not like a lottery. It's more like uh, a visa, a work visa. So they've increased the number apparently, and a good friend's brother ended up getting one, and so I'm very, very happy. So he's a nurse. He's a registered nurse. We'll be traveling to the United States soon. As a matter of fact, we're going to go visit them in their house in Bohol, and so we'll probably be uploading a video on that experience. Let's see. Either they're both just drunk, or drinking each other. That's what I'm thinking. They probably. Oh, there's Minnie. They probably have had something going on.
Hi,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, they probably have something going on. Minnie says hi, and you know, we're just finding out about it. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, I think I'm burned out. Whatever I was going to talk about next, I've totally forgotten. It's totally escaped me. Look for the videos that I'll be posting. About Bangkok and Chiang Mai. It was a fascinating experience. It was absolutely wonderful. I parts of it, I just had to thank God I was alive to witness some of these things. Chiang Mai and Bangkok, they're extraordinary experience. If you haven't been here, you have to figure out a way to get here. So thanks for joining me on this live. And as I was saying earlier, Tim, I didn't see Tim in the chat today, but Tim helped me set up my playlist in YouTube. So all you have to do is go in there and click the playlist and help me boost. Yeah, help me boost my count. Yeah, we knew what you meant, Nitbam. We knew you meant to say drunk with each other. Yeah. Anyway, um, go in there, play my videos, help me boost the watch hours. We're in the home stretch. I set up 2 playlists. I probably will set up another one, and I got to go into uh, file my paperwork and into what do they call that? Health Pass in the Philippines. So I'm going to Jennifer Terry's website. I'll be playing that on my phone and then entering on my laptop. And we'll get Minnie and I's QR code done today. We're going to do that starting right now in a few seconds. Enjoy your time in the Philippines next. Hope we will meet soon. I hope so too. I hope so too. Somewhere around the world, we'll get a chance to meet. And we're out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thanks, Leonard. We'll see everybody later. Merns, hi and bye at the same time. I didn't know you were going to be here. I would go another hour. But anyway, you guys go in and subscribe to Mertz's channel. Do it now. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. You will not be disappointed. Bye, everyone. Take care. Have a great rest of your day or evening. We'll see you on the flip side.